Hello, you guys. It's like spending a whole hour on the Kanye and Trump thing. I didn't even realize it didn't make any sense to me. But anyway, one of the requests was to just checking on Meghan and Harry, and so I'm gonna do that really quickly. I don't really see the sense of really checking on them too much because I think they're okay, but I don't think Harry met the father. I think when somebody was saying, so the sister said, "Oh, the father met Harry, and I'm not at liberty to discuss it." I feel like it just seems to me like, again, this is a publicity stunt. This is like, they're just. I think she's really it's almost like with this car, she's just trying to find her meal ticket back home, or maybe she's trying to get more money or something like that. So let me see what's going on with this situation. Yeah, I definitely feel like stardom and whatever. I don't want the cards to like show me the same cards I've been seeing for the last hour on another reading. Yeah, I feel like she's a money hoarder. And I don't think that's true. See, I'm talking about the sister here. I don't really like saying her name. It's too tight. Okay. I feel like there's just a lot of mayhem in her personal circle. And also she's just doing and saying anything. It feels like she's just saying stuff to make it, throwing stuff, figuring out things to throw just to see if things will stick. And she's just kind of trying to come up with new stuff for these interviews. That's what it looks like. I want to see what this Three of Cups is. So what is this freaking Three of Cups? I feel like it could represent the fact that, I mean, they're really, the father, this sister, and that brother, they don't really have any more news to capitalize off of. They would like to keep the money coming in, rolling in, but that's not really going to happen. Yeah, I feel like they just don't have enough information that's lasting, And I feel like the sister, of course, is trying to make her fame kind of stick, and her income stick this way, obviously, but it's just kind of like a passing thing. Yeah, I feel like she's going to try to force the point. She'll just try to ride this thing until the wheels come off. I don't know what else she could possibly talk about, so let's go on to Harry and Meghan and see how they're doing, because they did have that little seemingly tiff. They look like they are fine. With the sun coming up, they're fine. Meghan's very happy. She's feeling very free. She's building a beautiful life. I do feel like there's I don't see many pregnancy cards lately, but I did see them back in at the beginning of September, I believe. Like big time, and an announcement and a celebration. So I feel like she's just preparing and enjoying her life. I feel like she's enjoying her life there. I really think, over in England, it's really kind of what she wants. Let me see what's going on here. She is very happy. I mean, she has this money grubber situation going on there, but I do think with these two cards here that there is a pregnancy, and it feels like, she's like preparing the baby's room or something like that. And maybe even like the way this woman is sort of like sewing clothes for the baby and things like that. And she's just kind of also taking care of herself, nurturing herself and things like all of these things. I do feel like She and Harry, yet again, are still very happy. But to me, she's like this stabilizing force at this point. And I feel like I kind of saw that anyway when they were having um, that bit of an argument or whatever. He's like leaning on the chair, you know, it's like not like a chair, but um, these enclosures, kind of these partial enclosures that each one of them had. And he's like leaning toward her on the chair and he's like asking her something. And they really like noticed this stuff. They're like, he's asking her and it looks like he kind of pestered her a bit. And so they show her eyebrows going up a bit like, did this dude, I'm just gonna say, did he ask me this again? Because I feel like we discussed this already. And then they show her eyes like going, not looking at him directly, but looking at him like, didn't I ask you? You know, like she's looking in this direction. And then she turns to him and they say, she answers him and then she goes back to talking or whatever. And then they turn the camera on him and they really hone in. And he looks like whatever it was he was trying to get from her, you know, he didn't get satisfaction from before. So he kind of really looked like a little boy who needed something. And he just kind of went and just kept leaning like toward her. So I do feel like to a certain extent, like she's becoming like more of the stabilizing force, more of the dominant force. And I guess she always kind of was anyway, but I think it feels like it's a little more prominent now. But he should be careful of that and really not depend on so much, you know, like needing that a little bit of neediness. Like he should try to really work on that hardcore because he's not meeting her as an equal now. He's sort of coming to the point where she's like in a mother role, having to take care of him emotionally. And that's not going to be stimulating for somebody like her. She's very strong, even though there are a lot of people who don't want to think she's very strong. And she's just only going to do a lot better stuff. The children actually that she has, actually it's going to slow her roll down a little bit naturally. But she's going to be doing big things. And they're still going to have a very happy family and a lot of value. And I do think this is something that goes on for a really long time. I don't really see any type of negative stuff here. So I don't think there's really anything. There's the Ten of Swords that's falling out here. Let me see what this is. Okay. I think that this is really the ending to certain foundations in her family that she had. And I feel like she has no problem now not even speaking to her father. I'm going to ask a little bit more about that. I wanted to make sure this card actually wasn't representing a bit of a divorce or anything like that in the future. So these two cards came out, which shows a really strong foundation that she has with Harry. And then this new sense of flourishing love, replenishing love, and birth. You know, this is possibly a birth of a child, which really, you know, they get two aces here. I feel like, you know, it's a really good union. I think that he just having seen that video, if he just work on himself a little bit, not to be needy and learn how to really feed that empty void himself, it'll be a lot better for his relationship. Because you know, especially when they have children, if he's acting like that now and then he's going to be competing with the children, because that's the type of attention that children need. So I just feel like, you know, hopefully Harry, you'll hear me in one form or another. This card keeps wanting to come up. What is it? Let's see what's going on. Ooh, somebody wrote a letter over here. Let me see. Hi, Jules. Yeah. Absolutely. I agree with you totally, Jules. It wasn't the biggest thing in the world, but it just really goes to show you like how, you know, how thankful we ought to be that we are not being scrutinized that much. I mean, I feel like they're counting the number of moles on her face or something. You know, they'll be doing that next. And then I see something today where they caught a glimpse of Harry's shoe, like the underside of his shoe, and they're still complaining, oh, there's holes in his shoe, kind of, or he just needs to go to the cobbler, they call him. The cobbler. And they have kept that very old term, I guess, in England, the cobbler. You know, you need to get your shoes done. The bottom. It's just kind of like, shouldn't the taxpayers of Britain be very happy that their prince is not like whoring like new shoes and stuff like that? He is wearing them until the soles come off, you know? And he doesn't have to do that. He can have anybody just go out, even if he hates shoes. He can have people come to the castle or come to his apartments at Kensington and just try on a series of shoes. I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that deep. So I think, you know, he recycles a lot of his clothes. You see, he wears a lot of the same outfit over and over again. I think that's just consideration. So let's see what's going on here. I don't know, guys. I feel like there is a birth coming up sometime soon, but there's definitely really happy family here. I mean, I just feel like not only I feel like they all get along. I feel like Meghan is like, you know, she's a good addition. And I talked about this before, you know, as this family has been very isolated, you know, everything with Diana too. I feel like there still has been a distance between them and the public. But I feel like she brings like a little bit of a new life in there, and she helps with the connection to the public as well. Not feeling so stiff, let's say. I don't know. But it's something to that extent. So anyway, I feel like she does have to take care of Harry a little bit, but here he is actually the King of Pentacles. I do believe that he will be trying to develop in his own time a little bit more, and there's some kind of new love offering that he is bringing her. He loves her dearly, actually. This is not even like before. He was showing up as, at the beginning of their marriage, he was showing up as like he was showing up as the Pentacles, King of Pentacles, but he was also showing up a lot as the King of Wands. So it was just like a lot of hot passion for her. A lot, you know, was showing all in the cards, chemistry, all of this stuff you really don't really need to know. But one doesn't, rather. And now it's showing up more in like cup energy. So there's really, really a lot of caring here, deep caring. There's nothing but cups here. There's the Knight of Cups, the Ten of Cups, which is just pure happy family. And then the Nine of Cups, which is just like basic, like high level of contentment and fulfillment, especially within context to these other cards. There is this Four of Swords here, which is kind of weird. Maybe a level of complacency or something like that. I don't know what this is. Or someone may get news of someone being sick. I'm not exactly sure here. It may be something that's in the media as well. Let me ask how Meghan's father's doing, because maybe that is like the next concoction or publicity stunt. Why don't you just allow yourself to get sick? I hate to say it. I'm not saying that would happen, but I'm just saying based on what's been shown. Dude, I think she's pregnant for sure. I mean, it's just been coming up for a really long while. And once this woman becomes a mother, or as she is and has a life growing inside of her, like her fortitude is going to be like even stronger. Her sense of like knowing what needs to be in her life and what doesn't need to be in her life, she is going to cut free. So this is what I see here with this. So let me try to see. I asked about the father's health. You know what? Again, I just feel like she's going to be in super protection mode for her family. I don't think they're even answering. If I want to read this doubly as the father, you know, he's a little bit stubborn, and I feel like he wouldn't hesitate to come forward and try to complain more in the news. He doesn't have any more news to give, so I feel like this is like him complaining more in the news, especially when he finds out that she's pregnant. Like when she starts showing. I don't know how they're going to deal with that. Let's see what happens. You know, because he's just going to be letting the violins fly. Oh my God. Just these people are horrible. It's not really funny or anything, but it's just kind of like, Right now, they're both on that trip and stuff like that, but I feel like there is, you know, maybe on this trip, people might really find out real official news that she really is pregnant, and it's just going to be news everywhere. Let's see what happens. You know, they're trying to keep it a secret, but with these cards, there's like multiple meanings. Where am I? Because I swear to God, I'm not spending an hour on another reading. Hell no. Gotta draw the line somewhere. I'm gonna start using a timer actually, because this celebrity channel is like my, you know, the other channel is more like my business channel. This one is just like more for stupid fun, let's say. And I just noticed I've been doing like hour-long videos, you know, just messing around. Like, I don't have time for this. It's not your fault, you guys. I'm just saying. All right, so let me just see what else is going on here, because I don't understand this fully. Here comes this father. All right, so either there's nothing really 100%. There's so many scenarios with these cards. Perhaps I need to go back down to the other cards, because these ones always provide so many different scenarios in them. So this could be like her pregnancy, you know, the monarchy is working really hard to keep that silent here. The other thing is that with her pregnancy, her father could be like really turning into a total asshole regarding this. But, you know, I feel like as much as he wants to try to come in, or these people want to try to come in, they're just going to end up looking like thieves in the night, like kind of like the way this card looks down here. But as much as they want to try to come in, they just get ushered right back out. So what is this? You know, again, she's got this really strong foundation, and I think that the father kind of sees that as well. This also may be kind of the queen, who I haven't seen much of in these readings. Usually she comes up as the emperor or the queen of swords, but this, in this deck, maybe she's coming up as this, because this is like a strong, really strong on her level. So this also could be the queen, like thinking ahead, wanting to protect her, you know, sort of controlling the press a little bit. I feel like their family is like really unified. Like she's a part of that family. They get along well, that whole group. And I think as much as, you know, that sister tries to spy and tries to be really troublesome and nasty, you know, overall and in general, there is a little bit of control on what she can do, even though it doesn't fully seem like it. It's of no use, really, though. And she's just going to end up being very disappointed. That's the sister. He really wants to talk about her ass. Let's see. The father. What is going on with Thomas Markle? He feels shut out, but that doesn't mean that he's not going to rise again. Very, very toxic. I feel like his daughter might rope him into something else, but I don't have enough cards to really say that that's more than me just kind of putting meaning, possibly putting meaning on this card. So let's see what else is going on. Thomas Markle. There he is. This is how Thomas Markle usually shows up, the Hermit. So he's off on his own or whatever. I don't see him really, like, I don't see any illness or affliction necessarily. This is Meghan. Very upset still, especially disappointed by her father. I think the sister, she understands, but just disappointed by the father. So I think she knows he's kind of in cahoots with all these shenanigans, showing up at the palace and all this shit. Like, how pathetic. Here he goes again, the hermit. He usually comes up as the hermit, or he comes up as the King of Cups a lot of times. But lately, in the last few readings, he's just been showing up as the hermit. I think with him, though, it's interesting. I think he's been resisting the urge recently to go to the press. So, good for him. Maybe that's why the other daughter has pulled that stunt. I mean, all we see right now is they're not getting any access to anything. They're not having any success with anything. The sister's going to keep trying stuff, and she's just going to end up having run through her money trying to travel over to London and stuff like that. She don't understand that dollar. Unless she demanded to get paid in pounds. If she's smart, she'd be like, pay me in pounds. So actually, she probably did get paid in pounds, in British pounds. But the thing about if she got paid in dollars and she's functioning in dollars while in the UK. I don't think she's in the UK anymore, but their currency is higher there. So let's say, if you buy a bottle of water over there and it costs 1 British pound, it's really like $1.50 US. And it used to be worse before Brexit. It used to be like, I think at one point the British pound was $2. 1 British pound to 2 American dollars. This means that, like it's based on how strong the economies run. And so the level of currency is always tends to be stronger. So she's spending a lot of money over there when she is there. So I just said all that to say so you guys can understand, like when she's over in London, she's losing money. Okay. She's definitely losing money. Okay, yeah, this showed up for her before. Her manipulations and, this book and all this crap that she's trying to write, it's just not going to be successful. She's just going to end up, I think, she's ended up causing herself a lot of heartache and a lot of exhaustion in her own right, trying to really make money around this. So let's just do a final thing for Meghan. I think Meghan is just busy. She's not even paying attention. She's working on a lot of different things. Like I said, she did that cookbook and all this. There'll be other projects and things like that she's working on. And let's see what's going on. What is Meghan up to over the next couple of months? Yeah, what I see here is just the issue of her father, her sister. I feel like these 3 people are here. Sister's gonna be like hard up for money. She is just trying so damn hard. I'm just looking at the cards. I'm not going off of what I see in real life, but she is trying to milk this. She is trying to milk it. But Meghan will trump this. How did I just say Trump? She will top this every time. And good things are coming for her, Meghan, just good things. Yep, with more travel and stuff like that. She's still carrying the burden of being very hurt. I think, like I said, it's just by the father so much. But this is going to propel her into leadership. And it, it's kind of weird, but I think the cards are saying that there's poor publicity and this bullying from the father and sister. I mean, it's really helping her, like be more respected as a leader, because she's kind of been entered into martyrdom a little bit, Now people listen to her with more sympathy than, oh, you're the American half biracial girl or whatever, taking Harry from his Cressida or whatever. I don't know. Just the type of stuff that people online put together and say. I think people are looking at her as more of a sympathetic person. So this is like some kind of weird blessing in disguise, this bullying that's happened. This is interesting because I feel like this card represents Harry a lot, and I'm wondering what he's trying to get away from. What is this about? This is like the worst card. Let me see. What is this about, please? I heard somebody else say this before, to be quite honest, and I'm going to reiterate it a little bit here. And just based on these cards, I feel like, as her pregnancy progresses, he might try to travel off a little bit more on his own. He's a little aloof sometimes. I thought his brother William comes up as being a little aloof, but he's a little aloof himself, because there's still this pain that he focuses on. And, of course, having lost your mother, and I feel like that family didn't give him any real mental support, I feel like he was left at such a young age to rationalize through this, and it just didn't happen. He's still dealing with that. He's still focused on that. So I feel like he'll kind of be a little elsewhere sometimes while she's pregnant. But here we go, coming through with a love offer, and maybe more babies. I don't know what to say right now, really, guys. There's not really much to say about Meghan and Harry right now. So you got your answer. I don't think Thomas Markle has met Harry. I think Samantha was lying. She's just trying to have new stuff to say. And I think what she'll say later is, I meant that they met over the phone. They didn't meet in person. Of course not. I definitely could tell you that. You guys would have known. You can see these two have met each other. I just keep getting this victory card, this love card. That's a great card just together. Stability. In this context, stability. Yeah. Nothing going on, guys. Nothing going on. When there is, I will make another video, though. But for now, I think everything is status quo. They're doing their thing. They're traveling right now. It's pretty effective. And they may have one or two delays while traveling. I'm not fully sure. Again, like I said, the father is, he's kind of off on his own. They are traveling. That sister's traveling back because she's really disappointed. She's coming back empty-handed on some things. And then Harry and Meghan are just really taking this to the next level and just satisfying their royal duties. I don't know who is dealing with some heartbreak here. I feel like it's the sister. Yeah. And let me just pull one more. Yeah, Harry and Meghan are fine. I just asked about them. This is the card I got. Totally fine. The sister and the father are more like this, feeling like there's nothing to talk about anymore. There's nothing more for this sister to do. I mean, she's done everything. She's talked about everything. She's complained about everything. But the only thing I think that they can revamp is once Meghan starts showing her pregnancy, then they'll be like, oh my God, we can't believe she's having a baby and she's, not even contacting us. So that's what I suspect. There's going to be an ending to her feeling like she's tied to these people or even feeling obligated, and I feel like, with this travel that she's done into Australia, she feels like she kind of has a little bit of a getaway, but it's been really like hectic for them. I feel like they've got a lot going on. Maybe there was some kind of mix up with the traveling or something like that. A couple of snafus. Feels a little bit disorganized in a way. Not the travel to get there, but the itinerary over there. Something going on. Maybe it has to do with like the logistics for the security or something like that. And they may not be able to show up to every venue as much as they wanted to, which would be very disappointing. Interesting. All right, there's nothing more. The same cards are coming up. So, guys, let's take a quick look at this. Kind of bullshitting here. Oh my God, are you serious, Jules? Because I actually read a couple of months, maybe like in August, early August or late July. It came up in the cards, a prostitute. And I was like, I said it. And where I was, if you guys were watching my videos back then, the internet was spotty. And I was like, okay, look, I'm not gonna speculate. Like this is just a little bit too much. I didn't ask for this information. And then what happened was is that actually because the internet went bad, that one part cut off. So I was like, oh, it just must not have been meant for spirit to really mention it anyway, for it to be mentioned. And so I just left it at that. But now you mentioning that he was with prostitutes, 'cause I saw that, and that was just like felt really random. But this is now. This is not even back in the past. This is him being in Mexico, where I had seen that in the cards. I had not seen that all the time, but it was at one time that came through, and that's not something that a one card would represent. It's like it's information from a few different ones. So. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess he does. But he actually comes up as a hermit, to be quite honest. He spends a lot of time alone and on his own. So, yeah. I mean, he always, like I said from the beginning, two cards come up to represent him typically. When I started reading for Meghan and Harry, I think it was back in May of this year for the first time. And her father comes up as the hermit a lot. And like I said, when it's not the hermit, it's the King of Cups. And then recently now he's graduated to a couple of other things representing him. Let's see what's going on. Who's in Ireland? Oh, that must be the sister? No. Mm-mm. Yeah. Who has time for that? Let me just carry my own notebook. Come on now. Get out of here, please. Let me just do that. I have got to get off this internet. It's like becoming an awful addiction. Doing these readings just for fun. Because kind of like when I'm doing them, kind of honing my skills even more. Mm. Oh, yeah. Well, I will tell you, she may have done those radio interviews, but I feel like they don't pay. She may have been stiffed in a few places. I'm not fully sure, but she's got a big fat Three of Swords energy again. She's kind of going home. She's kind of going home. She thinks, she wanted to think that she was going to have this stardom and she's addicted to this, but all she's getting is like notoriety and BS circusy kind of stuff now, I kind of think. Um, it's getting her nowhere, absolutely nowhere, you know? And I feel like she's selling her soul a bit. I mean, that's clear and that's obvious, but that star card upside down, like karmically, I don't think this is really good for her. Mm-mm-mm. She thought that she was gonna be able to sneak up on Meghan or whatever, but Meghan is blocked, She's just blocked. She's just blocked. All right, here I go with the cards again. But she feels like she's going to utilize that thing. Oh, we're sisters, on and on and on, and carrying on. For the celebrities, playing this whole social media thing or whatever. Sort of like, let's say, acting like she really knows Meghan. Of course, she knows her better than I do. But I'm just saying, like, with this combination of cards, like trying to act like she really knows so much, and they haven't spoken in like a decade, really, truly. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go, Jules. It's fun and easy to stay here, like reading over and over again. But there's nothing going on in this situation, which is why I'm really not. I feel like I'm not really getting like meaty information to really give. Just giving like one little bits of stuff here and there. So I'll take a last look. I know we cannot waste our time on this so much. Meghan Markle totally does not utilize her time sitting around watching videos on other people. She's doing her cookbook. She's traveling. She's trying to get to know Harry's family a lot better. She's doing other humanitarian projects, and I think we should kind of use her as an example, like how we respect our time. So, with that, I'm going to get out and I shall talk to you good folks tomorrow. You have a good night, and thanks again for watching, Jules. Talk soon. Oh, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye.